slowly dipped their toes, and Sega was like, give us some Mega Man games. So they gave them Wily Wars. And that barely got any kind of release. And they're like, give us more Mega Man! They're like,
Starting again.
Oh. Good luck! And they gave them Mega Man for the Game Gear.
Yeah, so this game is, if you've played any of the Game Boy Mega Man games, it follows a similar formula where, essentially, you have some Robot Masters from one game and some Robot Masters from the other game. In this game, you have some Robot Masters from 4 and 5. Oh.
Difficulties, I guess.
Yeah, technical difficulties. There's no sound.
Oops. No.
Oh, it's up.
That's unfortunate.
We good. We're able to go.
Oh, we ready to go now?
Yeah, we're ready to go now.
Okay.
Alright, roll call.
So we need to, like,
Okay,
do roll call and
yeah,
everything
roll call
again?
again. Hi
Wow.
again. I'm SuddenlyCassie.
Hi, I'm Proto Magical Girl, and I like Mega Man.
Hi, I'm Listar, and I like SuddenlyCassie. I also like Proto Magical Girl. And you know what? I like you, the person listening here. You know who you are. But not you. Anyway,
All right,
yeah,
let's
this is
start the
Mega Man
run.
for Game Gear. Let's start the run!
Yeah.
We're already behind. Everything's bad.
Okay, starting the run in 3, 2, 1, and let's go.
Woo! Alright, for real this time. So this is Mega Man on the Game Gear. If you're familiar with the Game Boy Mega Man games, this game follows this pretty similar formula in that it follows a few Robot Masters from one game and a few from another. In this case, you have some robots from 5 and some robots from 4. Liz, why don't you talk about all of that wonderful Sega Mega Man history that you talked about while nobody was listening again? That was good.
Sure. So basically, Capcom was a subsidiary, not a subsidiary. They worked very closely with Nintendo, but Sega showed up and were like, "Hey, how about you give us some of some games and like publish them to our consoles?" And they're like, they really didn't want to too much because again, they worked really closely with Nintendo, and at that time, Nintendo were like really tight about that kind of stuff. So they slowly worked in, and they're like, okay, well, here's one Mega Man game. And they gave Wily Wars, which had a very minimal release. And Sega was like, keep it coming, how about more? And then they made this game and released it for the Game Gear. It was made by US Gold, who was a... they're from the UK, right?
Yeah, they're a British company that is known for publishing inexpensive European ports of American games. And then they released this game only in North America.
And yeah, for some reason, they had them make this game and then release it only in North America. It never even got a Japanese release. As such, it is very expensive and very rare.
Mm-hmm.
And to be fair,
So,
the company did,
This game
go a
looks
business.
a little different than what you might expect from a traditional Mega Man. The sprites are a little bit odd, and the screen size is certainly a thing. The vertical scrolling is a little bit vertigo-inducing, but hey, other than that, from a mechanical standpoint, it really is just Mega Man. You jump, you shoot, you slide, you collect special weapons, and all in all, the physics play generally pretty well.
Are you ready to see a bouncy boy?
This is a bouncy boy!
He is a
This
bouncy...
is Stone Man. I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that Stone Man works in exactly the same way as in Mega Man 5. No, it looks like so I'm not super familiar with Game Gear Mega Man. I'm pulling all of my commentary knowledge from NES Mega. Anyways, Stone Man presumably jumps and randomly decides sometimes to jump high and then crumble.
Yeah,
We got a lot of crumbles there, which means that wasn't a very happy Stone.
It's exactly the same, it's just way faster. He's just like really bouncy. He is a bouncy boy.
Yeah, he moves really quickly. So now we're moving on to Starman, because I guess that's how the weakness wheel works in this game.
I don't know. In the original game, it's Starman, Gravity Man, and then Starman is strong against
Gyro
charge.
Crystal.
But there is no charge, and there is no gravity, so they just smushed the wheel a bit. It's really
I mean,
bizarre.
that's what happens with the handheld Mega Man games, where they compress the weakness wheel. That's really accurate, actually. But yeah, I am assuming we're not using the Power Stone because Power Stone is gosh darn useless.
We do not use any Robot Masters except for weaknesses.
Really?
They are completely useless.
Dang. Get some high skill Buster only
Like,
speedrunning then.
so
except
you'll-
for when it's not.
You'll notice that we have the 4 robot masters that are available to us are Stone Man, Starman, Napalm Man, and Bright Man. And if you've played Mega Man 4, you know that Bright Man's ability, the Flash Stopper, is actually incredibly useful in that game, and it stops enemies completely in their tracks, and like enables you to do a bunch of clips through things you're not really supposed to properly go through. It does not do that in this game. All it is
Oh,
is
that's
it's like
unfortunate.
it's just a field hurt kind of ability. All the weapons do is just hurt things. Basically, Flash Stopper seems to be the exact same thing as like
Rain Flush?
yeah, exactly, Rain Flush, except
Okay, I
maybe
gotta say,
without the time.
Power Stone actually seems to work better in this game than in 5NES. The rotation
does.
arc of it seems a lot more useful.
It really is.
Yeah,
I
and
agree.
when the strategy is basically just to get on Starman and get as close as you can get some good hits in.
Yeah, because in the NES game, it's 3 stones instead of 2, but they spread out really, really quickly, which renders the weapon almost useless. But with that small of a spread arc, it actually works out pretty well. So now we're headed to Brightman stage. We've traveled back in time to Mega Man 4. This stage, believe it or not, the stage that's called Brightman has the gimmick of turning on and off the lights. This is the impossible screen that murdered my childhood, but it's fine. Cassie's real good at this game.
Level is so like it was the most difficult part of Mega Man 4 for me was this entire level.
Yeah, and then
the
you take
jumps-
it and reduce the screen size.
Now-
Ouch.
You remember if you've ever played NES Mega Man and played Brightman stage, you're like, wow, the jumps in that level were kind of hard. They're even worse in this version because in I think it's coming up very soon, or is it slightly later?
It's a little bit later. We have
It's
another
a little bit
grasshopper section and stuff.
There are platforms that you're in the NES version. You're able to slide onto to get to the very edge of them, but if you slide on them in this one, you just fall off.
Oh, that's
So-
unfortunate. Yeah, there are these platforms that essentially swing in like a U. On the NES version, you can basically walk up against the edges of them and you won't fall off. And that's the only thing that makes that section actually possible to do.
And the crickets have RNG in the NES version. Do you know if they do in this version?
It doesn't look like it. Based on, they all seem to jump the same height, which I guess is nice.
Seems that way.
So yeah, with
this
these,
is what we're talking about.
with these on the NES version, you can just keep running against the edge and you'll just stay. And oh god, the screen size. Oh, that platform just wasn't even there. Ah, what a game!
Oh, let me tell you. So a lot of people are in chat are actually saying this game looks good, and I agree. I think this is an underrated Game Gear game. One of the best Game Gear games. And anytime I've mentioned it, oh, by the way, if you thought Stone Man was a bouncy boy, oh boy.
Wow. Wow.
Bright Man is a bouncy boy.
Brightman
Anyway,
wants a
so,
hug.
Like, anytime I'm like, oh, I'm going to play Game Gear Mega Man, everyone looks at me like, ugh. No, it's really not that bad. I
Yeah,
promise.
as an veteran Game Boy Mega Man appreciator, I can appreciate this game. It seems pretty nice. Now we're going to Napalm Man, who I guess we're gonna fight with Bright Man's weapon. Is what I'm pulling from context clues here.
Yes.
So Cassie, in this game, if you're sliding, does the Buster still charge?
The Buster does still charge, and
Okay, that's
Buster
good.
is more.
In NES Mega Man 5, the Buster stops charging when you're sliding.
And the Buster does fully charge does 4 damage versus 3 in other Mega Man games, so it's
Dang,
really
nice.
effective.
Also,
That seems
so
really useful.
in some Mega Man games, the slide works differently. Like, you can jump out of it. You can't jump out of it in this one, can you?
You kind of can, but it's very inconsistent.
You'll notice that's why she's not sliding on like these tricky situations here. Let's go on talk about okay, so yeah, this game is really good. It only has one major flaw, and that is that it is the only Mega Man game I can think of that has no continues at all.
Oh yeah.
So
That
all the
little thing.
NES games are known for being very difficult, but you know, you'll get there eventually. Like, yeah, you're going to die against Boo Beam Trap like 100 times, but you'll eventually get it because you have unlimited tries just right there. Not for this one. If you die, you're done, and you have to use a continue. And you have to use a password, sorry. But the passwords, there are no passwords for the Wily castles.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty standard fare.
Exactly.
But the fact that you can't continue just makes
Oh
it...
my god. So, this part right
jumps.
here... Yeah, so you can't see where you're going. That happens a few times in the game, where the screen is so small because the resolution on the Game Gear is, like, really tiny, that they were like, okay, we can either ruin the way the game looks, or ruin the layout of the level. It's taken right from NES Mega Man. Or we can, just make it so it's a blind leap of faith. The Game Gear sound chip kind of sucks. It is all square waves. It's like four
square waves and a noise channel.
Yeah, four voices of square waves, or is it 3?
I think it's 4 square waves.
Yeah, and a noise, which honestly
Alright, so
I like a lot.
So now we're in Waveman Citadel, because that's how the plot of Mega Man games works, yeah?
That's Cossack's castle from Mega Man 4.
We're just gonna romp
Waveman's
through here and trash Dr. Cossack's castle and never interact with Dr. Cossack at all whatsoever. That's the plot of Mega Man
not
games
in this game.
No mention of him.
No mention of him, nothing. It's just his castle and 2 of his robots. So yeah, this is Waveman. Again, this is from Mega Man 5.
Yeah, I was about to mention, this is directly from Mega Man 5, and what's really interesting is that a lot of the enemies, like those little steam things, in this stage are specifically designed around you having Waveman's console weakness weapon. But, nope, you don't get that in this game, you just have to take a bunch of damage.
Yeah, just boost through everything.
His weakness, by the way, is charge. But yeah, we don't have that, which is a shame, because Charge Man is my favorite Robot Master.
Charge Man is a good boy.
Here we have basically an auto-scroller, so this would be a good time to read donations. I was gonna say something.
I was gonna say, Waveman in this is the only Robot Master that actually has no weakness.
Yes. Is the only Robot Master I can think of in the entire series that has just no weakness.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everything has a weakness.
I was going to say, normally, so you're like, I've never played a Mega Man game before. Normally, it goes that you defeat all the Robot Masters, then it shows up for, like, the Wily Castle, and then you play themed levels that aren't really based around a Robot Master, but instead it just automatically puts you into another Robot Master. You just can't choose to fight him, like, between all the others. There are no Wily Castle stages in the game. There's one more stage after this, and then the final one, which is, like, nothing, and then it's Wily. And yes, it is Wily, not Cossack. Cossack, again, never shows up.
We just trash his castle, which apparently has Waveman's stage inside of it. Yeah, traditionally the, like, Wily and, you know, totally not Wily stages in Mega Man games are themed around certain enemies or certain aesthetics. Like, the castle stages in Mega Man 4, for example, one of Wily's castle stages is based on Mets, and the other is based on spikes. You know, just iconic Dr. Wily designs. But, yeah, no, we just don't get that here. It's just... Hope you like Mega Man 5 stages.
So, again, Waveman has no weakness, so you just have to work completely through the pattern. You can maybe get, like, a charge shot and just a regular shot off, but it is actually a tricky fight, considering how you can't finish it off in only 4 hits, like every other fight. But, you're doing a great job. Nice.
It's a whatchamacallit strat. Heck, hang on. There's a name for this. No.
Oh. Was there just X and Y down there? I just noticed that. Did you see that? She is playing this on an actual Game Gear, by the way.
It's a CF0. It's a CFO strat. That's what that's called, where you alternate an uncharged Buster Shot and a charged Buster Shot. Named after CF0, the intro stage boss in Mega Man X2.
Oh.
So that's actually a thing that goes throughout classic Mega series speedrunning. Or not even classic Mega, just Mega Man in general.
So this is the
CFO.
hardest stage in the game. This is Toadman. Another one of my favorite Robot Masters.
Yeah, so in this stage you have like a wind gimmick that's pushing you back anytime you're in the air. So making those jumps is really fun, especially given that you can't actually jump out of slides, so you can't kind of hang out over the edge to get a little bit extra room like you can in console Mega Man 4.
So you might be wondering, okay, so if you played a Game Boy Mega Man, this is pretty similar, but it's even a little weirder than that. This game had a very harried development cycle and was rushed beyond belief. At least that's what we believe. Strangely enough, there's not a lot of information about this game. It was only released in America and is very rare, and it got a very limited release at that. Plus, no one really cares about the Game Gear, but us nerds. Oh.
That's unfortunate. That section is rough, especially when you can't jump out of slides. It's really, I guess it's not exactly a shining point of this game's design, that it just takes designs from the other games, where those designs were, designed to operate under very specific conditions. Namely certain screen size and a certain set of, physics and mechanics that you can take advantage of, and then you just take that away and just say, okay, just do this now. And it's just kind of,
You have Wave Weapon. That is something to note. Actually, I'll say that after Toadman, who, again, is another bouncy boy. Way more bouncy than he is in the NES game. Also, way harder. Like, he's one
Toadman
of the
is
easiest
literally
Robot Masters.
free in the NES game, but...
Ooh. Yeah, that's probably for the best.
That's why we grab it. It switched me back to Buster.
Yeah, it usually does that. Yeah, this fight is silly. I mean, look at this hecking frog. There you go.
Nice. Alright. So, when you defeat a Robot Master, it usually gives the name of the weapon, but it doesn't. Instead, you'll notice, oh, you get Rain Weapon. That's actually way better than all the other ones, which are like, you get Bomb Weapon, you get Stone Weapon, you get Bright Weapon, you get Star Weapon.
Also, notice here
yeah,
where
and then we just
Suddenly
got a
and
quick
Wily.
time stage from Mega Man 2, because yeah.
Oh, I always forget this stage exists! This is another,
Make no mistake though, this stage is not a joke. I mean, it's Quick Man, with the lasers and everything.
The lasers, and also way less screen size, so you can't really see where you're going.
Yeah, lasers I
So
think are a
Cassie,
little
you're
bit
gonna
faster.
be doing Dark Zip, right? That's how this game works, same as Mega Man 2.
Oh, I'm in the search for zips in this game, but so far nothing.
Now you can get hit by these lasers, and it's not an instant kill, but if you get hit twice in one screen, you're dead.
Yeah, it's that second
Is
hit
that like a mechanical thing, or
Yeah.
is it just half damage?
No, she got hit, and she's not at half damage. And for some reason, at
That's
the end
weird.
of Quick Man stage,
What do we
no
got?
Quick Man, you're just done.
What? Oh, and now we're in the refight stage for Mega Man 5. Yeah, of course. So Cassie, you're gonna be doing refight skip, right? You're gonna pull out the super arrow that you
And that's
have
it.
from Starman.
Here's Wily.
It's Dr. Wily! Cassie did refight skip! She got it!
This is Dr. Wily from, I believe it's
This is
4.
Capsule 2 for
It's-
5, I think.
actually,
Is
it's
it
a little
5?
bit of both. No, this is more like 5 though, all in all.
But we don't have beat, so...
Yeah, we
Yeah,
didn't
you
find all
have
the
the-
letters.
So you get the hang on. Let me pull up the mathematical formula for your odds of success in this fight,
Oh no.
because this is just a thing that
So
exists.
Wily can appear out of reach, and we just have to wait. This is the biggest time waster in this game.
Yeah.
Is if Wily's just like, ha ha ha, how much roll you? Waggles eyebrows, then you're screwed.
So your probability of success in this fight with only the Buster based on the height of Wily's spawn in console Mega Man 5 is the sum of 0.36 to the power of n minus I times 0.64 to the power of I times the binomial of n and I of I equals 0 to I equals n minus 4, where n is the number of total capsule spawns.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah, that was right on the tip of my tongue.
That!
Fantastic.
Just Fahrenheit and Mega Man 5 science. But yeah, the fight in this version of the game is just silly because you have such a small screen size and Wily can just spawn like where you just don't even see him. Anyways, that's time! Casual 18 in a marathon.
Yeah, great job. GG. What is the world record?
I think it's 1506.
1506. This, yeah,
Which is
and
unreal.
Again, like 3 minutes of that is Wily.
Yeah, it depends a
that
lot on
last
that
fight
RNG.
is-
You can hurt him with the rain weapon, but at least on the
weapon.
final hit, it's soft locks.
Oh!
Oh.
It does that in Mega Man 4 also!
Oh wow, that's
If you-
actually really interesting.
If you defeat the Wily machine in Mega Man 4 and then hit the escaping Wily pod with a rain flush, the game soft locks. Amazing. This is such a true-to-life reimagining of the games on the Nintendo consoles for Sega. Well done, Gold Systems or whatever.
US
US
Gold.
Gold. That was the name.
And well done, Cassie. Thank you so much for showing up.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming and helping with commentary. It was a lot of fun.
I hope you all enjoy. We'll catch you around some other time. Wait, are there any more Game Gear games in the marathon, or is it just the 2 that we did today?
I think these were the only two.
Yeah!